Good evening, if you're here. I have a slightly unusual thing that I wanted to talk about because I was thinking of the fact that we have allies sown throughout the entertainment industry or the media. A few, I believe. Not all singers or musicians are sent as deceivers, and not all actors use their acting to pursue a wicked intent, because those things can be used also to reveal the truth. So I think we have to be careful, making blanket condemnations. And one, not really an actor, a comedian that I began to wonder about Woody Allen. And I'd been completely taken in by the media outrage and the suggestions of his attraction to children and all the rest of it. And it didn't take too long to find out that that's just complete nonsense. He was subjected to quite a character assassination, which is always a good sign, isn't it? You're being destroyed. But in actual fact, when you read about his life, he is what they say these days, uber-based, this guy. If you're looking for a male role model in a manner of speaking, surprisingly, you would think, well, it must be, Clint Eastwood or somebody. And it turns out that this guy is based, and if he'd lived in a just society, he would now have, I don't know, 6 or 7 wives, and they would live with him within the compound, as it were, and they would work for the benefit of the family, the extended family. He's done nothing wrong, and he's exposed some of these women, I'm afraid to say, who discarded him. I don't know whether it was Mia Farrow, I think, that wanted to add Woody Allen's current wife as an adopted child. But they didn't live together, and I'm not even sure that he ever signed an adoption for her. But she brought, effectively, into Woody Allen's life contact with this teenager. I think she would have been probably 18 or 19 when Woody Allen first met her. Of course he's going to sleep with her. There's nothing, no sin has occurred. So he's been slandered in the media. And I started to think about his career and his movies. He's a comedian, essentially, and he was good in the sort of sexual revolution era of exposing the hypocrisy of relationships and this underlying lustful truth that we skirt around. But when I looked at his faith, I discovered that he's an agnostic atheist, it says, which is unusual because, I think they're two separate positions. Agnostic being that mad one, where you just don't choose, you don't know. I suppose agnosticism in that manner, it would be a helpful position because it's a tipping point and you have to perch there for a while. You have to inquire properly. But he was brought up as a Jew, so he'll have read the Bible at least up to the end of Exodus and probably knows it very well. Of Deuteronomy, is it? I forget which is the last book of the Old Testament, of the Torah. No, what am I saying? It's Numbers, isn't it? No, it's Deuteronomy. My Bible knowledge, I was thinking, now, because I read the Bible all the time, I'm getting to know it, and I remember many parts of it. But there are many parts that escape me every time I read it, because every time I reread it, I see parts that I hadn't seen before. I think this could go on for a long time. I mean, as long as I'm on the right side of the grass or this side of it. It might not be that long. Who can say? But it's a pity that Woody Allen has not progressed. He's obviously a very clever individual, but cleverness that is deceptive. This is the problem with it. It's a trap, and people become trapped in their cleverness. I don't know whether he's trapped in his cleverness. Maybe he's not been ordained to love the Lord or to know the Lord. But he might not understand. He might make the common error of tilting against religion. Religion is the straw man. That's how the system works. They present you with this straw man, and the atheists, the clever atheists, are shown how to tilt at it, and in tilting at it with dexterity and in a manner that displays their cleverness sometimes, you see. Because if the intellect is valued above God, then, well, you fall, you become a fool. It's just inevitable. You've mixed up the order. But maybe that's not the case, maybe it's just a question of not knowing the Lord and confusing religion and the Bible, because it's the Bible that makes the difference, the Holy Bible. That's where the Lord is. Until you read it, you don't know squat. Diddly squat is it called. And it's not just that reading it informs you, which it will do gradually, but it also, I believe, it enlivens the spirit. They say that Google knows what we're doing all the time, but the Lord will see a man who picks up the Bible and reads through it from the beginning to the end. And he will, I believe, enliven the spirit within that man. The Bible is a supernatural thing. It has supernatural power. I don't know how it works, but it does have it. You're not just reading a book. But you can't just take snippets out. You do. I do believe that you have to start at Genesis and just read the whole thing. I hope that even Woody Allen would do something like that. There are many atheists that would greatly, I think, benefit from doing that. I don't know. I mean, people can choose their own life, but I mean, why would you choose a finite life rather than eternal life with Jesus Christ in paradise? It just doesn't seem logical, you see. The only way you can make that choice is by not believing that you have the option. And you don't know until you've really at least read diligently and listened a moment. God bless.